Hi, I'm Kelsey Nixon from the Cooking Channel, and today I'm making pumpkin Penuche cookies. So the first thing you want to do is cream the butter and the sugars. I'm using 2 sticks of softened butter and both regular sugar and light brown sugar to give them a nice, chewy consistency. So once you've creamed this together, it's going to be light and fluffy, kind of like a pale yellow color. I'm going to incorporate the other wet ingredients, which is a teaspoon of vanilla, 1 large egg, and about a cup of pumpkin puree. And this can be the pumpkin puree you find at any grocery store in the can. It's really easy to buy and keep on hand and adds a lot of flavor to this cookie. So now that I've got my wet ingredients pulled together, let's focus on the dry ingredients. Starting with 2 cups of flour, and then I have some leaveners, both baking powder and baking soda. It's gonna make a nice, fluffy, almost cake-like cookie. And to that, we're gonna add some spices, cinnamon and nutmeg, and some salt as well. And that rounds out the dry ingredients. I like to whisk these together to get them nice and incorporated before adding them to the wet ingredients. That makes sure that there's not too much of one thing in any part of the dough. So once I've added my wet ingredients to my dry ingredients, you're going to get your completed cookie dough. Now it's a pretty wet cookie dough, and don't let this concern you. It's just all about the type of cookie that it is. Now when it comes to portioning them on the cookie sheet, my favorite tool to use is a cookie scoop. And it may seem a little unnecessary because it looks like an ice cream scoop, but it's so amazing, especially if you make a lot of cookies. This way you have nice, even cookies that bake evenly, they all look uniform, and you look like a professional cookie baker. So invest in the cookie scoop. I love mine. Then you're going to want to take your cookie sheet and pop it in a 350-degree oven for somewhere between 10 to 15 minutes, or just until the edges start to get light brown. Now it's on to the frosting. Now this is a cooked frosting, a Penuche frosting. Now Penuche is traditionally a candy, kind of like a fudge-like candy made from brown sugar and butter. But in this case, we're going to start with the brown sugar and butter. We're going to caramelize it, bring it to a boil, allow it to cool just a bit before whisking in some milk and some powdered sugar. So we've taken that candy base and turned it into a delicious frosting or icing. If you want the frosting a little more loose, more like icing, add less powdered sugar. If you want it to have a bit more structure, go ahead and add more powdered sugar to it. Once it's done, you can frost your cooled cookies, and the perfect finishing touch is some chopped pecans. Thanks for stopping by today. For more delicious recipes, head to foxnewsmagazine.com.